my last computer science exam, I got 94%. And I promise you, I only studied the morning of the exam using the 3-step SAT method that helps you memorize entire specifications, entire exams in only a few hours. Now, step 1 is to summarize. And what I mean by this is there's usually either a textbook or websites online, like for A-levels, physics and maths tutor, where there's summaries of the entire chapter. And this is great. Now, what I don't want you to do is copy this all down, because that's just a waste of time. You read 1 or 2 pages, like where it's a full section, so you have some grouping of the actual content. You read through that, and then you just read the title, you write the title, and then you write everything you know about it again. And then you're going to go on to the next one, and you're going to do the same thing. You read the whole chapter, and then you're going to write everything about it again. Don't look back at that chapter to get more facts, because then you're just copying it down. What you're essentially doing is forcing this into your short-term memory, where you read it, you only have like a 10-second time frame from reading it to getting it down. And do this for a whole like 5 to 10 pages, or one whole segment, or one whole chapter, whatever seems convenient for you. You should be able to get things down into about 20% of the content that you've been given. So if it's like 10 pages, you should be able to get it down into 2 pages. The second step is to analyze. Now, what this means is taking all of your summaries and then analyzing where you may have missed out and what you can understand. So, for example, let's use computer science. If I take the main processor or computer CPU, I should be able to understand what each individual component does and how that creates a system as a whole. If you feel like you understand it, that's great. You can then put those to one side. The papers which you feel like you can't wrap your head around, put them on another side, because those are going to be your priority. You are going to segment each summary you've done into these sections and then move on to the next step. The final step is to test yourself. And I'm not just telling you to do questions, because questions are great, right? But when it comes to just getting as much content as possible, they're really ineffective, because usually exam questions will only pick out 1 or 2 details from a massive chapter. To test yourself in a chapter, read the title again after half an hour or once you've done all of your summaries, and then write down everything you know from this chapter and start with the ones which you struggled with the most. Once you've written down everything you know, compare it to what you missed out and then follow those in, put them back in with a different color pen. And what you'll be able to see is where you do know and you do understand stuff, and where you don't know and don't understand stuff. And don't feel like it's bad to kind of make it up, because what happens a lot of the times is you kind of know, but you're not confident in yourself. And when you go into that exam, you're like, okay, I'll write it down anyway. Do that as well when you're doing this, because when you're summarizing, when you're trying to get in as much content as possible, your brain will kind of figure things out. And then just continue the cycle, starting from the stuff you missed out the most on and finishing with the stuff you had the least amount of content that you missed. When you do this, you'll be able to finish a whole specification, a whole year's course in only a few hours. And that's all you need to know about how to summarize for your A-levels and GCSEs or any other exams. Good luck and goodbye.